the chat our Jumedia, a good so our course our La Liga anymore, and non my update about who's something in ano, yet the Emma yet for an anno pay, and some never showed us and raw, the bones have five by Gaia Saita, one was some other football boy, the Emma Moshami and Emma Bubakua, your father some football phono, one was some economy, and what came about so player, your father said Lucas Ayakubla, one of first goal was about second goal, Emma fiber go of you, Emma Michael Gregorish, and so one year, your father said third goal, and tonight just a bubble corner, one was some Mashami and Sajasano, and some 3 goals up, Nina Chino, one was some Emma Babakua, your father some football, got a team, Jonas Wind, Etebako, Anna Matthias Zanzbeck, and some Marabako Sasuni, to me, and Teddy Atosom, yes, and Emra, and I'm some Mama Babakua, your father some fiber for you, one was some win our Sama Chenemo, and be a some game Emra, and also some about our Italy, now Italy Marchinum. No near, you can say interest. Our message, Samra, I am Polini Bobokua, your father said Torino, and some other boss are matching, and not yet tell us, Shadrach, Mamma, Brent, said Chi Adams, I know, I don't know, make it difference. Adama Saida, your father said, I'm Torino, Emra, Wamokwa, Echo Empoli, Yam say Empoli, Aya Timbakua, Wamosum, jump to Sabia, who will fear no one your time, Emily Touch Media, and some other teams were way at your gola, and what Chi Adams, Ashaya. And some Arma Bobo Crafansa, and no some Aya Canasa Aya Torino, now Torino Timono, when we said Chi Adams are making us some Emra, what was a genia, your father said, man of the match award, and some other coin. Now Emra wants to take game, one on every bench and a buy. Now Jamina so free bench of buy, Nakabasa 26 minute Tama, one more some area game, and was show goal enters at the attack halfway line, center Sakaway, Namia and Chabia Hurricane. And some Ashabi and watching Louis Suarez and some Ashabi pay. Yababenya run the mom at Somunano and some Ashabi Ababawakaya, Yababenya Chasam Kodawu Drobiamunano and some Asha from halfway line way and some Pioneer. Your father says center that you want pay. And I just said Chi Adams Weno and some 45 yata. And I just saw somebody else Agono and so I'm at him saying. Jamaica and it's an Golo Shane and some about the first I have 3 points. One more some Santimiaka, now just the first win at Torino, and some Area Tessa Emra, one more Jumedia Basso Cabasa Cote, and some other difference and a ma. I yes, I'm a Paninano, and also some Aquia Adama Cotana. Your father said Chi Adams, I know, and some agent from a sweater by Tenra, one of the Sanchez man of Tamacha Waterno, and some other coin. Now we call a Media. And no some across our France and to Babakono, Wamashamiano Emma Saint Etienne, and some Academy Bako Emra, Wama Branch Vanessa, Lucas Ayestasin, one about first goal, Adama Wetima, and non Saint Etienne, and if I go down 2 minutes later, Anna Shavi Babika, one about Kanabako, and some Adama Ayatulu, and some 83 minutes, Ayah Zachariah, Abdul Kalal, and a boy winning goal, some Adama Tulu Babakona, and no Maya 2-1 in Kurudia and one, and also some about Banana Peno, yet I update anymore, and some demo. Now, Jamina and another penny saying. Wuko aya matches out of Barcelona. When say medical ya to him say matches out of Barcelona enwa na meka Tio Hernandez ane new coach I fans of Pioli. When we meet in a Barcelona Milano make a some show enwa say Barcelona 2 days ago. Na Jaminga ni say enunti ama AC Milan when some game on born weekend we no esan say akwadano when one kasa jatum say no modumpa when some abon say ma AC Milan and some our form and I'm a report to me, Yansa. One game at Abasu Yamia Botina, and some of our dry Similan Timno, one of us came at General Elfie, Metissa Ebia, Tio Hernandez, Ayobiono, and some other bench, whatever bench, and on my update, Mesakan and Nano, Amasa latest Nino, yet they know some at Eba, and it's a Siana Bako, Nania Boston, Aya Infa Yakata, and some other from Milan Eba, Sana Bayat Media, and yet Tio, and some other substitute, our near. Your father say Yamia Mamu Gema, one was some other Quakomu, Aquabono, and also my update ever. Now, does it done for so when you're a comfort. woko eye intamla no maso ya wono so wanya tore sanse woko pry ama jaminya no nyina no se nyame aduma aya Monday ana intamla mboboko no womo so game baso inter abakwa to Lazio womo de bia ko Celesti ana babo wenom aya big game ana baso report am say kan sa womo training session so no yese Denzel asom aya training kama achasa Denzel Dumfries no ayo bia say manager no panko dia wano som na betua ma akodano enso abonyame ya ma Monday game eno som aboso na Inter Milan wo mu different na fan sa Francesco Acerbi onu so no wo be a German second sa no contractor wano som na bobo kan sa Inter Milan enso awon nyame ya duma ayo 2 years later ana contract no eno som aba spy na chesa ayo 2026 ana boy no wano som adu abako na wiye ama Germany no na plan sa yeso mo da so dim komona obebese omuterminate aya ne contract na enso de mano we aya Francesco Acerbi atea wo musu one eni fia wadi na chese ne ejino enso obosoro ana fa tu oyobia wo musem oyobia interest ahano pa and said the plano edunya na edwache bia wo fia so kwani mu dia edu kwansa Inter Milan team no enso ana oto so ti de minya no na no pe no enso ana sese control bi na ti sabia Inter boboko no wo mu jama Francesco Acerbi and some aqua and mano enyo and I reporter and some not Inter first way and some not about who something no yet the emitter for your good turkey and Victor Osimhen and that's what balloon. Na Osimhen no wouldn't say Opran and saying Aman and say matches and over Bonaches and Victor and some intimate boy. Now my report I mean another person say yes pay na Victor Osimhen attending no paying a jai Jean Alco our chess and a mazel no now yes a condition I come ama chess a training session I would and also across week you no one also let me at 28 and to the Minan say one also game abasu abra Galatasaray womo som ana transport ababono send ya manager no pankwadia wono nabetua ma akodana ya for San Victor Osimhen and some abasa game no and abaso no bi achesan ay update and some aba wabra ye ka Osimhen asam no wono sa okọ Nigeria womo so a captain ya for William Trust Ekon na Ekon akodin komo because obono ball I was Saudi Arabia when you break essence bronya ba na break over London everything come over Bratemiano and some others are true to corn on Victor Osimhen was what can some kakra and ya for Osimhen on Osimhen what did you ever say on your beer or popa now a baby Osimhen about purchase to say one abo biano one first time match to say I am the last game at Obo at Chelsea on football and Yagro Bob Buabasu Chelsea and I am Victor Osimhen you said or we have father William Trust Ekon and describing the teammate on Nigeria. Your father saw Osimhen.
First time he came with us was in 2019. He was the understudy of Odin Igalo at the time. But yeah, during the training, I think all of us were so impressed about how he plays. You know, I always say he plays like it's his last game of football ever. He chases down every ball, tries to go for every header, anything that is looks like a chance or shouldn't even be a chance, he makes it a chance. And where he is now, I think he's probably one of the most feared strikers to play against.
And no, I am some branch and fan say I am William Trust Ekon out and excepts no yet the Emma yet for an anno pay life I was shown us as one and some other watchers or Simeno will be a chess we had defender on person in the Beshia cry. Now all of some Trust Ekon talk sport Kasa and what to also say and then go bet me account bet me didn't say Singapore and so I confirm and say Osimhen I will be also support to Chelsea and to blame him say Chelsea will woman some not Osimhen anye and about Victor to Galatasaray no was say a transfer market closing ya now Osimhen so Napoli one winning Lukaku Abachabo Ebium and some others are what also and Cabono Kwan manager Fansa Antonio Conte Emani Mobi and Dama Bano Galatasaray and also Koro Kuna Body Bonum Wabeti Yakani pay so Osimhen will be our support to Chelsea one of Chelsea ni mapa Yentia William Trust Ekon.
Came about because the window closed and Turkey obviously stays open a little bit longer. I think at that point the bridges were probably burned with Napoli to stay there, and I think Conte brought in Lukaku at the time, so it would have been probably an awkward situation. But I can tell you that he's a Chelsea fan, so I can confirm that.
His weekend, mate.
You know what? He's actually a great teammate. In front of the goal, he can be very greedy, but he's someone who speaks up for the team, even in the change room. A real leader. I'm sure he's going to be captain of Nigeria very soon.
Great.
I think that kind of came about because the window closed and Turkey obviously stays open a little bit longer. I think at that point the bridges were probably burned with Napoli to stay there, and I think Conte brought in Lukaku at the time, so it would have been probably an awkward situation. But I can tell you that he's a Chelsea fan, so I can confirm that.
Yes, and all I am some branch of fan say William Trust the Quan and our test all confirm South Quatana. Your fan so Simon AOB or no, and some supported Chelsea. I'm just updating no, yet the MI for an pay, and some our shoulders of French Shack Mammy Abrantia. Your fan say Mbappe at your ward. Now what do no Alco France and no, and some I France, I'm a footballer of the year. Now at the city be a Ghana. Yeah, I was near a Ghanaian footballer of the year. We are France. I'm Mbappe, and 2023-2024 season, I'm the best French player of that season. I want to know, and some Adamani Yasina, and some I am very close. What just 5 points, and I want to free player. Your friend William Saliba, I was in a kind, and some Arsenal, and some Najama Branchaman Mbappe, and some I want to say the Emra. One also say I had voting, and some massive crying now. Say unim say any papi na no woman shut down to ama Mbappe na hwadia Karim Benzema eyobi a German second day, and some and say relationship at that Benzema and Mbappe ntam asai ama besi na diaminya no say omo ba reference Mbappe bisa so na dia bone nko na akwata wei, and some adia ya wa ba wontimi nya manka ana dia nko na akwata na ye fan say Mbappe so ya wontimi fancha no yesi Mbappe no Karim Benzema se wo no chese na no aye farse na no enta akwada wei ensom asemuda na woni akwada no tonkwanta omapai ama yesem adene ehupa se ba se bi obi ensom ade adwe te sa hye tirimu a na chesem se nipa no onya doba ku sei yese ayonkofa na asai ama chese ayo pen ana abata Karim Benzema and Mbappe ensom entem enti Karim Benzema to na ba no what do vote edikan enum and first voter Prince do Emma Eduardo Camavinga. Yetosumi, you know, Wadima Paris and Shama Kotana, Yefera Bradley Bacola, me and Sam Okoye, and some Adama William Saliba, and no, I said Karim Benzema, and some Atona Bano, I felt N'Golo Conte, and so our Saudi TA. So and some the first vote what my William Saliba what the second and my Jules Kunde and what the third vote and a player your first Eduardo Camavinga we and some Lilian Thuram you can Lilian Thuram or no and on the back and a Kafran or no and on the back and a Marcus Thuram and to former player your first Lilian Thuram no we say yes one Thuram no and from on the back what the first vote Emma Mbappe. What the second, Emma William Saliba. What the third, Emma William Chouameni. Ebiam and some bless Matuidi. Okaina. And maybe I can bless Matuidi. And some other Piazi. Masa Komko Aquawe Pagina. I am free for some other Matimna. Not just on some one about our sorrow. Now bless Matuidi. And some other vote Edikai. Emma William Saliba. The second vote. What am I Mbappe? What the third vote? Emma AC Milan. What we go to my friends Mike Menyo and I first Semen Nasri and some other former player. What also didn't vote again. I'm a William Saliba. Yet also me, you know, what am I Mbappe and I'm Yansa Sukoye and I'm a William Chouameni. I think Antoine Griezmann. Yet said Griezmann some be at Tessa Karim Benzema Diana be Sansa Antoine Griezmann. What also be an on Mbappe. Woman time else I be I'm a Chesaning now crack on your fusa. No Sanke be a Didier. to no ono and osan ke bia captaincy amband no yedema no oman fama no woman ko ba Mbappe ama prematurely Robertas will retire and some media free international football na Antoine Griezmann and some akotuna bano what the first vote and Alexander Lacazette obo and some Mario Timno the second vote what ma Mbappe and what the third vote ama akotana your first Romain Di Castillo ono and that is a Griezmann third vote and on my update eba something no yet ema yet for another pay and some our shows our brano and some my update eba yenya roma was answer mu diama me fanto anim say we drew ayabobo ka farisa Real Madrid abonya baseria Sompa yet aye Sompa chede ma ye say ye kan kuma bia obetimi dia ba no wonim so drew Madrid Real Madrid on for some ayato esensa bronya eba na mama Ancelotti yeso mu chemu mienu Emma, womo kosra enkodana, womo so our hospitals awodwa and some aye hospitals ankoda and so da na make say na manager for Ancelotti ono and Charles Mateo omo no akọ aye hospital na ye for Sanitas Lanzazuela University Hospital ho ana omo no akọ ye ana Luka Modric anu owura ye for Salon and so call Sanitas La Moraleja University Hospital ho ana Barca Modric and some Manchester partner and some acquire hono womo so kwakore amanioma nyina no and some atimi aye fine amano kasano and some my update eba na jami nyina no say emra the same Real Madrid team no womo so ya party we no aye Christmas party sansa bonya bra munya time ebu kwa no betimi abeki ani ade enti the mensa kan nyina no and some man say emra we aye football emama no NHS mano womo basketball team womo nyina bomo abeye dinner ama dinner no cost and one na chesa mu hia maridi to mon komo kakra na afei mo so matum side di ama nioma and some aye fine just afeno edru say na enyo bia na to no and say nyame ye wodom na to a wo say bia ni je no bantam no sadwuma die no and some abaso no mom diamensa kan say asai sa bantam no say Mbappe wo yo bia wo pro ni nyina che diamensa kan say enwa ye se na ho toto no Mbappe eyo bia report na me nya no and some na oyare na yesi fever ache no enti Mbappe enti mi ankobi ache se no nyina no ensom aye update ba no video no ana shaka de ehonsam no ensom amanti Mbappe wanti mi amabi ni nyina no yadwumadi a eno som across enwa na medical ba ka kwatana ye farisa Endrick asam ensom ade atro Endrick no me say odi opa ma Vinicius Junior my Mbappe ana sebi awodruko omo ye se nyina ntranchen de medical ya kan say mate say yes manager fans Ancelotti woman kwara no start game da na report about say Madrid so amunya wori say kwara no ometon ebi ometimi agama na akwa bonti akwa and say na entry kabetimi akọ say bi op playing time dia aye long do ana akwa no and some ebetimi anya na mo so mo ton outright to party yes Florentino Perez no wanya ready so beton akwa na ye fans entry come boy no and some akwa ana amanfo pi awotiri bi say Real Madrid aye team anioma na enhye nkoyi na nioma nkwari nyina no say La Liga demo now almost like ansana nanu ya no bobo kwara no se bouncer enso ade wo ho ama no points gap no ababa kitu abi ebe say Champions League enso a na baby Real Madrid dan enso nye enti amafo bi kwa wogire bi say e bia na chesa Real Madrid enso ntimi ameki aye top 8 ampo so amoko playoff enso qualify crowd call run of 16 crown and ya say Real Madrid ebetimi age UEFA Champions League no na mo Real fan say aye Morientes okaina owura Morientes asera Real Madrid bobo kona bia na munim ono wo Madrid wo mako West Abia cases me chense wo Real Madrid wo diri e ba so mo situation no na just aya critical na so Real Madrid bounce back am at the same season wo mo Champions League guess wo mo now so enti ya jense na amota kan sa san ana enkwaye na wo mo hudi o mo nya na coach no kra no yampam no na fine kwasi na wo yo waya ne adimi no what do you pass Madrid akwa situations ma na ehu eche say na sunu nyina chi wo musa to asom agi UEFA Champions League koi shak mame moment na aye still wo so mo ya adwuma na som po omo a wo mo ya adwuma on ye kan sa aye kam ni na ba ko ya sika abono na omde ambulance efa no dena kɔ ne nyina no sɛ enura awrawosɛm ne sɛ Chaya Stadium idie woma se we nansam pia sisi obete yesi bi mo kontokwa wobete yeso na dade yi abobi ane sane ma nyina no enom akoso yatibi na mom yesi weka ba kwa enwa wobi ahudi aba yesi ka abono entuwe eye moment omo fa ambulance ama ambulance ba ya womo som na sane pana ka abono no womo som na de cross hotel de mensa kanisa nyame adomote ase na mom wo pra entino se ambulance no ensom na ba na be fa sa weka no ensom na hospital and no I update ba modema say akoda na fan sa Ferran Torres adasua wo bo edema boss an intino ama manager no abeya dane pa enwa make your personal story and say yes manager say I was we a senior Kotane Sansa, what a bench on Kasa. You didn't about 2 goals. I'm a Bobokua. You fought a bus against Dortmund. Our way now, and the latest I mean, I'm say yes, Subina born at Dana Dinitino. Manager Fansa Hansen Flake Ayobia. One upper Kodana Sompa. 18 Ferran Torres, and now Serafina Ama. One another ball. ABM Lewandowski Ama. One Ebeshem. Anna Salami Jamal Ama. One another ball. Yes, manager prefer on 2 other players from Aka Ewa Bra. South front 3 Edma Bansa. Ebiamu Bakwan starting and Arches Aquadano. One of some other best artists at game no. And so Adiama Bansa. Yeah, can say manager Fansa Hansen Flake a pre match. And some other Baswasansa Enra. One training session Airbus American 2 Casse. Metisa Aquadana Fansa and Sufati. Ebaya training and Pa Enra. One at me a training Ebiam and some Andras Christensen Enra. Christensen who's training across the one of some other entire team. And so Cabo Emma training one of some not me and the Kama. Now latest I mean I'm say Medicama Bonsa Somopa Jonathan Ta. Now Jonathan Ta Eva Cusino Wabako for free Essensa Liva Cusi Yas Wadin Woman Tono Ewa Brokoba Search Media your fan size summer transfer market in a corso. Now as of everyone at Joe Enter and Anna Benaja Mensa and Comuna Woman some Anya branch of say Jonathan Ta Edinano yes a Kokama Ekuye and almost advance Pantina Sabasabi or Tinabi Wutisabia Jonathan Ta a choosy Barcelona Wutisabia Ta SM about Ediaman Flicker and mum I just I stories Bama Sansaminano yet Emma yet for another pay and some other show so now Jamina from Germany we drew Germany on say Bobokua you found a Bamun Chomoso Kodan Dean and Alfonso Davis Ayobia one of some other swoko now Yerimsana I had there on the channel question say be an orama and just say be a Davis standing a contract no and some other buying now honestly be a team South and Alpano Manchester United Alpano and watch Arsenal and Sompa Boboko Lanasa Barcelona woman now some Alfonso Davis woman some upper bino yes one young Nigel Crasabia we better take the decisions and say yes Yakodana air train and some Amafana Kunaria yeah to see the month of January and more and a bunch of Alfonso Davis one of some never take a decision young Sanya Biano Walko and I say him fan on us Alqua and non I can from us way and some not about England double coach and some Thomas Tuchel and what also can draw now 2026 World Cup draw now and some not my European countries one some now Thomas Tuchel say well priority a jeba coupe decay at say and some Jabadia Yentie Asuma coach na your fan said Thomas Tuchel and some and some editor and yes and for bra now about what we are a priority and some at the mano.
To watch matches live and get in touch then with players and be at St. George's Park to get a feeling, create an atmosphere and get known to all the people who work there and work there passionately for the same target. So I'm happy to start, more than happy to start in January with all that.
Yes, and all against some branch and also red fans, Thomas Tuchel, and our test and excepts in Inano, yet the Emma Natchez, a dear Yanni Pansene, Weber St. George's Park, and England, a campaign said you're feeling the city of and some other female queen matches out of Ball, our Premier League, any other centers in Inano. I was one also met to Mukobi Serabea, or bet your monitor English former Amonso, I bet you a chance about Bodiama, woman shut him on Palmer. Say Yamson and Yabiano, and when your chance I have so we say our form Obiase, and you can say Copama Tena bench, Copama national team. I was so started and Yabiano, we follow Kodana. I was Ubisano Copama individuals, and I just as I don't know, who Yama Jumana, a 2 elinum, the best work coming in answer will be a shano, will be on Sompa. No matter what I was so said, was she shall go on time, say, I get chances, and on a sister, oh, you know, just I am very impressive at the moment. They also are also about Koso, no Koso man and Martin Bonino, and some acronym on Palmer. We a year coach and Fanasa Thomas Tuchel.
Players, but that's a bit too far, like going into individual players, but he is definitely on form. I think everyone would agree on that, and hopefully he can still grow and keep the level up, and then everything will be fine.
What do you think when you watch him play for Chelsea? The way he plays, the way he almost plays like a schoolboy.
Yeah, everyone enjoys watching him. He's cool, he's composed, he does it. He's very clinical in finishing and assisting, so very impressive at the moment. That's a bit too far, like going into individual players, but he is definitely on.
Yes, and all against some red fans, Thomas Tuchel, two Kawa Praweno, and some Iona Kodana fans of Kopama. Yet they are updating out to my Enwanopa. Yagusway show and a better Jassa, Roman Premier League player of the month, Aquacoma, and yet Mohamed Salah, I'm a manager, and some manager of the month, Tawak Namum. My main front was a player. Your fans of Mo Salah, way, and you Liverpool, so when I standard, I yet chanted, not just a standard for no woman, some player of the month. Liverpool here and Amatema Mo Salah we call Premier League no and in the coach and some Jawas now Mohamed Salah was say Drobers were coming in understand will be about catchers or no Salah on your happy piano na Chesedi Pani Cantro Nani so that's what you're to Adama Saita your father Sam Liverpool now the others were coming in understand says titles and matches out and when some bet me across where we need now answer about the Premier League and some now so no we should be assassin and fans once Musala say I was Liverpool I concentrate our matches one more say Liverpool winning the game no January bumper say be other matches no ebi obi adebawo ho and na say be obi ebe diagu na mo you adwen say we monitor big game na on fa worden enko o match mu dia one shada man your man some aye late ade man Liverpool entu do mo koso mo dia no mo winning matches how also mo winning say be other games are carrying no and some na be ye ho adwuma and no aye kaka filmu and some na de aba ho nsem no ye de ema ye to for another play and some our shoulders also Brighton woman our kwata bia ye fan say Joao Pedro na Joao Pedro ayo bia bono when papa o hadwen and wa yade so na nsamanfo pia hyase be ya wo mo pe na bia twam krata na grandpota no NHS Pochettino mo ya adwuma no ye bete so mo link ba to Chelsea ebiam also ya Arsenal wo mo so be kasa akodana ye fan say Joao Pedro wo mo so aba so mo tene ba yes Brighton for say wo mo mpa total mpa no oba now the £100 million eba say enya £100 million and you to watch message wo mo nya ready say akoda we no wo mo turn below omo asking price wo mo some demand and to Joao Pedro no ay £100 million and no ay amount abo ko wan say Brighton and some adia to akoda no so and what else our Sompa Realty Training Complex wa broke about Arsenal wo mo so ay training our complex no report I mean yam say bien manager ni Tente Mikel Arteta yes was some akoda ba ko be training akoda no our 14 years. Now your friend Max Dolman, anyway, one and a bebano or my number 10 Egumono, one Ryan style no na Aquadano, yes, a ball pa, your castle Wilson and Border Bar. Now just Aquadana, your friend Max Dolman, and some account Emra, one of some chance any Bobokua, your friend said the Guinness Obutimno, and some Naya Tronin Emra, one more pro-match conference about some manager, Nidin Ade Mikel Arteta confirming was a Gabriel Magalhaes, one of Mewotono, where you're thrown Emra into or in contention, and one came Abaso Ewa Bra Arsenal Timino, one some Anaboko fans Everton, Ababona Brantiano, and some Nebetuaba Sama Tinibi. Never much to say be a Gabriel Magalhaes, Abastati, and that's all starting and just say be a game, no, Abashansa, and Yabo Sebia Cotano, and some Bamabium, and some on Gabriel, ne, a year Calaflori or say, Ricardo Calaflori, no, woman, Edia Bakodie, one some Nabena and a match Ribiabo. Now, my main front one is Arsenal. Report to me, and said, Manager, yes, or no, one Casa Jatum, our chess and the Prema Chassis. I'm saying, baby, a crocodile. Wabawa, Yajma, Bemben, Benho, yes, I'm for so Arsenal, Bedge, Eberiasia, now Arsenal, Omatosumio, Arsenal, Bedge, Eberiasia, moment when you're tight to be a similar to say, I want dream, I know you're one, and I found a tiger, said a tree, one because we're Yajma, and said a bear, and Montgomery. I'm not titles, Abba. Yes, I be a born or born Sakake. I was all the trophies, as soon now so, and none, and your coach now, your friend Mikel Arteta.
Margins and details like we've been in the last 2-3 years, but that we know that the next step is there and we are working towards. That's the aim, that's the dream, and that's what we work for every single day. Actually getting it is going to be, I think, for very small margins and details like we've been in the last 2-3 years, but that we know that the next step is there and we are working towards, that's for sure. It needs to be, it has to be, we want it to be, and we're going to do our very best to make it happen. That's the only thing we can do. We cannot promise anything, but that we're going to promise is our very best and put everything that we have to make it happen. That's the aim, that's the...
Yes, and all again, some manager, Fanasa, Mikel Arteta, and Arteta, Yadene excepts, and my yatil for an pay, and some of our shows, so Yamian Mortina, Yanim say, I had Chelsea, Omana Brentford, and I brought. Now, Brentford, a coach, no, your father Thomas Frank, yes, a manager, say, what did he ever send? Almost Liverpool, and a decam with Premier League table, no so dear. Now, what did he ever say? Born now, Chelsea for Bono, and yet Liverpool cry on and a Chelsea Timino, Munamodica, what Tiasia, no cutting our form. I just a manager that's so young to my name. One in the Babashia who said he'll be at Chelsea and some Nabasiaba match anymore. What did he about Enzo Maresca and some Alan Quadanas as a manager by Fano? Well, yet to my dinner and say, well, my extremely dangerous. I know I asked my coach and Fanisa Thomas Frank and some Ariatuka. Now, what in a match I was who pies and say, when I a tricky game. Enzo Maresca so say, what in a woman said, woman supporters in Nassau Momra Passan say, Mamma me support Chelsea match with Ehu. Yes, Enzo Maresca on one cause I say, what did he ever say? Way a match, I had tiny details, everybody decided match, you know, and non Chelsea, I had tough game. Was so nothing, comes to watch a game, no, a more than Papa, and I supporters, and ever Brahman Yoma, and some Nakwaka Mariama Chelsea. And I said, Trade about Kubusan say, Nanabia Bisausa, League, Mobajia, what's it, Debbie? One more can you also to the about Chelsea, Aston, I get greater chance. I say, Mobaji Premier League, and so someone also, now so say, Nadia, some bet me at now, and you'll be a bet me at Dane, Elbiamo mentality, no. Ama say, some year from Mutim say, yes, I'll be a mobile bonnet, Kanamum, Mumba somebody shall Mutim say, Moya title contenders, and you'll be a no, what bet me at Dane, Yoma. I'm a Baba, yes, Anna, Chelsea manager, was Ramopa, won't be change your mindset and be change you, hey, said you'll see Canon Sam the San, no, and that's what I can yank your coach now, your friend Enzo Maresca.
The good thing is that I like to think on the day by day. So in which moment something can change, I don't know. I don't know. The main focus for me is and it's not something that I say because I have to say that. It's because I really think that. Because it's the only way to improve me and to improve the players. It's just focus on what we can do better in terms of training session, improve players and improve the team. This is the only main focus.
Yes, na just Chelsea manager no one ayo bi say odasusuro into run na tell ya den excepts am I for an Europe and some no show no so am sansem ni nyina no and some twa ebiem yanko ayo bobokua ya fan say no some aye Man City unum say aye Man City do obi anim say ya den esitie na report am say kan say yes Man City mpan for Nigeria ba say one aye branch fan say Rodri wo prayer and am aye den ediamatim no na drama so mo yene nyina no say na omo gidi atro mo say enne na bia mo de league le mo nuru ba bia na omo gine say plus bi abero cover wo mo defenders wo mo propra na omo nyina ro cover eba nyame ya doma second half of the season no mo be fa Man City for la mo nim so mo de omo nim ya data ayade a wo mo so ataye ntomo gidi say you do second half of the season and you nyina no and so na be ko kama adiama boboku a you fa no say Man City na report to me nyana say Ellen Halano unsa na so why silent ama jemi nyana say we obi a sheda nkwase de ono enso na sipeno na so beti say yes City for na ma twen say ama so munya place a won be surround Ellen Halano serebe a wono so ne form no enso na be sa ba biem na unim player baako a Pep Guardiola wono so apopa ba mo ntina akoda na fa no say Jama Musiala makana sampai wo jada boy ni bruta na so say be yo na wo benya esanse Bible crack asa wo kwa bedo na so nya yeso nya wo papa na so bedi kan ebe to just some weeks ago sa akwadai wo be stand one shot no kwa no ebe jiska kase and some ba mu chintim no mama ni nyina no aye update about Pep Guardiola say ono obisam say wo kan say maybe atwam ye ba benya te say bia Chicago Bulls wo mo MJ wo mo Boyaje basketball championship amaku 6 wo bisam say MJ every time Michael Jordan every time no Bulls aje do say na wan kaso waka enti a chance say o Rodri na say bia Rodri aye Ballon d'Or winner wonum ana assassin so ye titu so ni bo eche obia na say ni pani ni wonuma aye den on be safa enti normal Pep Guardiola.
We are playing this season without the best player, the Ballon d'Or, and without the best player in England last season. But Phil had played 4 or 5 games, but no more than that in his best. So how not is one team that play with a central defender, with a Ballon d'Or, and the best player in the Premier League during all the season? Of course it's difficult. You know, Chicago Bulls won 6 NBA with Michael Jordan, right? So since then, Michael Jordan retired, how many? So we have the problem that we had, and the moment we come back, we will be strong again. We will be a good team. At the same time, of course, you have to play the way we played, especially in Turin, especially in Nottingham Forest, and improve with the players that we have. That still we have a really, really good team. Not that squad, but the 11 in Turin was really, really good. To try to win games.
Yes, manager no e Nigeria say sooner or later aye there Bobo Kwefan say Man City ever bounce back no aye kakra fina so de ba fei wo bo area tia Manchester United way aye derby now Ruben Amorim say yes coach ni ba no so aba be sisani wa say new kinu law na Amorim ni say o catch boys ni say no post match team talks one more game area say about game area na manager ba dressing room so kasa piana coach crop kasa do tony pentam yes we twam sad no onyabi ano ye one mienu ensom an say mo ko dressing room a man fa duane ma enyo nko na wo ye funu e wa no na bia coach we dey beg masa yes aduane ye ko dressing room a no food our dressing room miensa enso an say aye data driven and no, I know they're selecting the team. Say first 11, say match day squad, a data, and you might want your training, I know numbers, I know, I have a more chance, I'm more room. Now, I'm so run so penny, we'll bomb a year of first Manchester derby. I can be a saying, and I'm prepare, and of course, I give me.
I'm really focused on the details. I just want to improve the team, so I cannot leave it like a normal derby, like it should be. like two great teams fighting for the title, and it's not that in this moment. So it's just one more game with a very good opponent. Both teams are struggling in the moment, so I hope in the future feel that real feeling of a derby. So, but I know that is really important.
Yes, I know your coach, and I'll just say the exception in know yet the MRFA or Mubisana Sarabia, sir, and a weaker Manchester City side because Team Ember time I was sporting now. Onomo ball log game be answer Obama Yano. So what you show Mubabadi or Muzazo. So radio would compare a game Onomo boy our Champions League Numa, not just a team weno and a weaker. Actually, the other sporting, a showman, I was so snappa, and yes, and a tenor, maybe a tissue, a drubia. Ubu said game back, nothing on, and you're fanning to my perfra. Wait, a rubu, amorim.
In the no. The great teams can respond at any moment, and I think they are in a better place than us in the type of understanding the game, the way they play, the confidence they have, even in these kind of moments. We have a lot to focus on our team, so our focus is totally. Of course, we will have a strategy, try to win the game with the strategy, like.
Yes, I know I am some manager Fansa Rubin Aboma Fay, Yadino Unimsa Saddamton coach, Yafano Russell Martin, Shark for Russell Martin Mummy. Now, Mike, yes, and now you have a talk Saddamton, our Kodabi. I want to show me number 33. You follow Tyler Dublin. And Tyler Dublin on the born papa. Now, yes, a man for between class one day, £21 million. I'll come as Saddamton. And I'll coach Nombusan and all premature so high. Almost all, yes, a man for some of the £21 million. Other for Tyler Kona Wati. And was say £21 million for Tyler. No kwano boy ne mama ne papa ni atin komo ana kwara no kwano wasaba na ne ball no only 21 million pounds aba ne nine bankum ne left leg kwano entimi nto na ngamese bia wati ya 29 fa no abeto ne nsam yo abeto ne ti abeto no ko aka o masa ne left foot no aya more than 21 million pounds what you tell player Russell Martin dema Manchester United.
Yeah, I think so. I think, there is an option that we can extend. I don't think we want to do that. I think we want to reward Tyler for his performances. I spoke to Tyler's mum and dad about it. I spoke to Tyler, but then I'm not involved in any negotiations. Then it's down to Phil and the gang and the owners and Tyler's agent, and I think that's where it gets tricky. So, I don't have any news for you on that. We have offered him a contract, what I believe is a really good contract for someone his age. But at the minute, I don't think his agent agrees. So that's where we're at. I think Tyler wants it done. I think Tyler's parents want it done. So we'll see how long that takes. Jordan told me some rumours about Man United wanting to bid 21 million. I'm not sure I get his left foot for that. But yeah, I think so. I think.
Mike, na bibi find it.
I think I'm bibi I come.
I say na bring kuno kwa na me say when you show 21 million pounds bet me at all.
I'll purchase
Sompa Sports.
So raise the price in the cost, but he's a talented kid. So when your time no now, or has Southampton team way more. He's one boy you think or no more ball experience in that, but apparently for the talent and the potential there, he's worth 21 million. But Ombroso. That is it. But now we hear a Shea Adams story. Go Shema Torino. In fact, Torino Bre or my Bre their last win was in October. Yep, say Sharak ever access to the files now, or the Torino or more statistics. That's why you see they had gone through a period of not winning. It was a winless run. Or more ball draw 0-0, 1-1. Bakokra they almost 3-2, Inter almost 3-2 at a point in time. So they're a team that have actually struggled, but eventually they were able to get a win over Empoli. And they are breaking that jinx, And that jinx, breaking, means they've actually won 3 points. Almost 30 season in the Now we'll count beating teams of more Serie A. Torino, in the first 6 matches of a Serie A, they had drawn just 2 and they had won all their games. So clearly, the indication was that Abro Menya a great start to the campaign. Then almost twice with their co-manager. But unfortunately, Obianim nearby, injuries to some key players, including Duvan Zapata. Then it led to sad defeats number Sapphire and the war. Lazio by Shomu 3-2. Then Inter Shomu 3-2. Then Cagliari so Shomu 3-2. So it was a 3-2 result. It was Nina defeat. Then they came to stop that with a win against Como. Then the streak started again. 1-0 defeat to Roma, 1-0 home defeat to Fiorentina. Then it was a 2-0 defeat to Juventus in the Turin derby. Then 1-1 against Monza, 1-0 defeat against to Torino. Then draw to Napoli. Then draw 0-0 against Genoa. Into Enra win no, and they break his agents in the moment. It came from Shea Adams, and it's a remarkable goal. Torino and you say Nanko Motier.
David,
And then Anyoma Assisa. Even if you go far back, the not Juventus Biano, not Torino to me. And what was the story? Juventus were able to win the Serie A for 5 consecutive times in the 30s. Torino be replicated in the 40s. So what would Biano? I wouldn't spend much time on this history, but you can Google Grande Torino. Grande spelled Grande. Torino with their name. Just Google. It was under them President Ferruccio Novo. Novo had played for Torino before, no be a president. Then he decided to restructure the club and then alter their ambitions. And they were a very successful club, but for an air disaster, plane crash, Torino would have dominated not just Italian football, but the entire Europe. No matter dominated so. They won the Scudetto 5 consecutive times. 41-42 now Roma J. Then from 42-43, Torino will win the Serie A consecutively. The 48-49 season now, they were leading the table by 4 points ahead of Inter Milan with 4 matches to go. Then Omoko ball a commemorative game. Edema Benfica, then Portugal captain. Omo game new year omo bano. And Omubeshi and Quenchia. Nipa 31 in the plane, all of them condemned to Grebo. And it collapsed their team. In the remaining matches of that season, Omo reserve team cried a boy. And then the FIGC decided, say, and now in Quenchio Meshianinti, anyhow things were before that accident, they will award the 1948-49 Serie A season under the title never Torino. And that was the end of a grand Torino. Aya Quenchia and a more sign. Exactly. And it underpins one thing about the game of football or anything sport. It is transient. There is a certain impermanence around it. You can't win all the time. And the Manchester United, fancy, almost 10 years since they last won the league title. But they are the most successful Premier League side. You can't win all the time. Sana football in it here. Pep Guardiola catcher was there. MJ with Chicago Bulls were dominating in the NBA. But in the way, Bulls said to me a playoff spot to cry. They can't even go past the conference semi-finals. Conference final. You can't win all the time. Sana Brabot here. You can't stay at the top all the time, but always learn to leave when the applause is high. And yes, sir, I feel no nice you na chawa to any ne na sebe wa nanki ye walk on a feno na ye bo ututu at the pamo. Sana abrabotie. In the Torino story is and those or more brea or maybe the pain. They've actually tasted what it means to win the Scudetto. But then they are more meho. That same accident, Tutto Sport. So okay, so the Tutto Sport owner, the other buyer, Renato Casalbori, he was part of that accident. Maybe Tutto Sport would have been bigger than it is now. He was part of the accident. In Central Focus, the entire contingent was 31. Some missed the trip for injuries. Ebi may say trip no yare. Omo president, he missed the trip because of yare. No influenza.
Oh,
yeah. Intergeno from New Womo. They had an English coach then, Lee Vesley. He had survived 2 or 3 different plane crash, but the 4th one, when C-49 in 1948, Lee Vesley survived a plane accident with the Torino youth team. And the team na kasana bomb. Same coach no. Omo promoting from the youth setup of Torino into the senior setup. Then So you set up now no woman. The year before in 1948, Omunya plane accident. He survived it. But in 49 with the senior team, he did not survive. And at the age of 37, maybe, Anka Alf Ramsey Adioye or the England first World Cup in 66, maybe he would have been Livingston. He was young, 37 years. Not the Torino.
Sompa Sports.
He had coached the Italian Olympic team as well. You take it as such. You can't be on top forever. And no, sir, Anna, you need to be supportive. So when we are frostra piano, so when we near celebrate with him because or more when you're rejoicing, then or more I was so rejoicing, I will come and rejoice with you, and we can laugh together. It also means that we can also console ourselves in times of grief. Ntimremu ya den na sa bibie si atore echembe si a omo ani omo sra ya kai omo no enam say ye de akoma paita echenti they will come and then they will mourn with us. Sana brabotie. So that is Torino's story. It is something I decided to do and then run it through. But Manchester Derby near so and I'm a the Man U for the City for na and they've even better the Tarameboa. Okay, fine. United won the treble, City are the treble. True or false?
True.
Good. Man U J League network. So Imamo Jensen 3 times. City are 3 or they call 4. Namu bosti so and they are Ballon d'Or winner. Almost like heavy. And now but City for no idea about Kubia. We more nyebi and Minyasho so many in the foreseeable future.
4 in a row. No?
Then you're 4 in a row. This is even off football. It's a fun fact.
Okay.
Man City have actually and so Bibia to me to Tomua. City will go down in history as the only top flight club in England what produces 2 head of state. Munyebi. The first one is Georgia. Real Beboma City, although he played for 3 months.
Yes.
Of free AC Milan, he came to Man City. Then it is documented in history. What about Manchester Derby crowd about although it was a commemorative game for Dennis Irwin. Ria is the president of him. And you're Liberia. And son and Nyoma Besisi and Nyoma Beye. But all the same, there is another one, Mikhail Kavelashvili. He will become the new president of Georgia. He is a former Manchester City striker, even scored in the Manchester Derby. And then Yankupon Yadumwa, Omo Electoral College of 300 parliamentarians and other administrators. They will vote to elect this guy. So Omo represented the Georgian Dream Party and then become their leader. Omaini Gano, because of his ideologies, politically, he's aligned to the far right. He belongs to Omo say he's a loyalist to maybe Vladimir Putin. Inti ne nyama okeka ne nyama oyeno. Georgia for no person mura EU nim. And they see that their accession to the EU means them embracing certain Western culture. Maybe they say LGBT ne ho nyoma. We no ekaseti asade and once he doesn't do it with any diplomacy or can you pay into mu feel say we no will actually hurt their chances of making the EU. In Tiabeya issue, there have been several protests, but all things being equal, a year Kavalashvili, they will swear him in as the new
Sompa
president
Sports.
of Georgia, and City will make mistakes.
They are going to the bed and say United be repeat you. Oh, United and you'll be back while I'm head of state crowd there.
Why?
Maybe so.
Sure. Chelsea and Chelsea and Yebi.
Yeah, kind of state as
head of state. Chelsea and
Assemblyman, you will be.
Oh, my God. And only the interesting thing, Omoyinano replaced a ma. Wow. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was the president then. Onuja Oha and Sana Georgia. The current president of Georgia is a female, Salome Zurabishvili, and Onuja Oha ama Ayeweyaba Kavelashvili. And that's the interesting thing. But let's talk about the game. Ose Amorim say 2 teams need now struggling today.
That be when
I don't agree.
Recap Man City.
I don't agree. You see, irrespective of form or whatsoever, the Manchester Derby now has a certain significance. Man United have been knocked off their perch by City. Now, if it comes to who runs the city, it is the blue side. The red side will want to always have a certain bragging rights over them. In terms of overall achievement, Man U were at the same Man City. But for recency's sake, City for no boasting more than Man U for no. And you need to assert a certain level of dominance, especially make a statement in your first game. And the record shows. As far as no. Man United coach BN who won the first Manchester derby wedding kunim dani ne go. All of them have ended in defeat. So if I'm Ruben Amorim, Manchester records way I will be a bit disturbed. And it should push me to have a different approach to this game. This is a must-win game for him, in fact. And he has showed that, and maybe I'll say he can choose to ditch the style, the approach, and go for winning. I think this is a game he should. Ditch the style, the approach, and go for winning. And it's actually showed that the blueprint for beating Man City. And you when the City show more for one. And you know that sporting show more for one. Exactly. So the blueprint. Now there's a record. David Moyes' first Manchester derby, he changed the 4-1 at Etihad Stadium. Number 1. Louis Van Gaal so buy no so buy Wako World Cup about form. Also J 1-0 at Etihad. The first Manchester derby. Jose Mourinho Obeji 2-1 defeat to Old Trafford in the first Manchester derby. Ole 2-0 defeat Old Trafford, first Manchester derby. Anna Prof Ralph Rangnick. And so J 4-1 at Etihad. So all the United coaches who have come new, on first derby, they test defeat.
Ten Hag didn't yana.
I say
Hag didn't.
Metwaso. Ima Twaso. No Fatwaso.
I think it was 6-3. Winning first half, you winning second half.
So fancy. The point is, coaches are United.
Sompa Sports.
It doesn't always go according to plan. So Amorim will need that, especially for the fans. And the last Premier League games at Wabono, sign a circle. So he needs something. Into our approach game way different. But that aside, I spoke about the blueprint for beating Man City. A counter attack, fast break. City team now, they don't have covering. Omuni shield. So Pep National catcher was say, and Pep is equating the significance of Rodri to how significant Michael Jordan was to the Chicago Bulls franchise. How he values Rodri.
To say how Messi was to Barcelona.
Exactly. How he values him. Jordan was the face of the Bulls. Yes. The Omobe started from the late 80s, then they will start their dominance in the 90s. No, Omobeji. True. He is a symbol for the NBA. The amount for baby basketball, no? Michael Jordan can. If the NBA is a commercial success, Jordan. If the NBA has a certain competitive edge over all the other leagues, Jordan played a part. And it's a purple can Rodri asem no de ne bata Jordan ho. It is not because Rodri ni mbama, but it is how valuable he is to the Manchester City team. And Rodri call you know. A gaping hole at the idea Kesiebi, Sinto Kesiebi Aba City team ni moa, Edi Omunya. It is affecting them. And the City team, no, whatever they are going through now, to me, it is a personal issue more than a tactical issue. Tactics may be all true, but you can solve tactical issues with personnel. O team no mun to me goes. Good. Strike or team no more goes with pra. How do you avert a issue? No, you can't. You can only ameliorate it. Over to me a condition kakra. But if your potent striker is out, your team will continue to struggle from the goal scoring issues. The same applies to City. They are leaking goals for fun. Quite many efforts with the show, my counter attack. So that is how come in the Premier League. Sashara Kemaya start now. City have been the team was suffer most fast breaks. Fast break here, they counter attack. Check it through City in that's row. Team I ball counter attack the pan. I am Man City 47. 19 more than the Ono Tosumienu, which is West Ham. So clearly, it is something a young weakness first, you know. And Komulu Subo now, they quickly organize and then press and retrieve possession. But then when they organize there's no orchestrator. Rodri Nino. And how do they press and win? It comes with a certain physical dynamism. City have lost it. In their middle now, who is the physical presence? Bernardo Silva, OK Gundogan. Into Munibi. And a dao, when a plane, a dao. Into Amorim, no, one hour chess are the way. We're Sporting CP or you soon ye, and a mag you carries nyas and a hat trick, you know. The penalties they considered, check, it was from fast breaks, counter attack. Into Obayase or Shishaman you team no here time munya betra game where the other ditch style no go all out because you have a team that is suited to counter attacking play. Fashion. And one no. And City don't press as effectively as they were. There will be a friend of progressive carry. There's opponents now and the ball no open or deba. Good. Now, if you press your opponent through a carry, you are in a better position to stop the attack. City nibi this is na depia ba form. Opponents neje ball no more carry the bar. The percentage of press and now pressure City demo no at 68.4%. It's a personal issue. Last season it was 75%. So what accounts for that drop no from 75 to 68? It is one man, Rodri. Until the people can in no cre. And Rodri ni nim no sinto na beto no. Ama manfo bebre. Efa hu didi. They are eating good. Check it. When was the last time City won a game? One pair. Last 10. Tottenham abesha no.
About draw 2 no lose 7.
Exactly the point. Intia kwine daw. I don't see why Man U cannot just approach this game with let's win it.
And then Achilo Ibrahim essay. Good morning, Fancy. I don't agree with Michael. The Sporting players are not the same players at United. Michael, we can never win this game with this our players. Their mentality and everything is down. There is no way these United players can beat Man City. Michael, know this.
Okay, good. Sporting CP is different from Man U. It is true. But Man U players, no, any Man City better than Sporting CP players do.
Okay.
True or false?
True.
Good. There is always a template you use against certain opponents based on how well you know them. Defend compact. Populate the box. Don't give Elelanan space. Haaland, need your space in the box. If you double up the numbers in the 18-yard box, Haaland or you're ineffective. Man, you're moving way. Do they need to be Sporting CP players before? Exactly.
And they under only defend the point. They all can in the end, okay? Only be so keep pressure.
Prepare them, get the win. So it would have been easier for Amorim to coach the team, no, with the approach if it was Sporting CP. And look at them on the approach. The honor church players on the Sporting CP for 9 and for 3 years. And I'm a boy. Man, you are fain waba. And the all batch almost all money, they can't do it that much. This is a game you use them to get what you want. The players can play.
There's a Bruno Fernandes
game. And they have 3 fit defenders. Yeah. 3 fit defenders. Defenders fit a trepe. You can't beat City.
There is
no excuse, fancy excuse be anywhere. They shouldn't give us any excuse. Arsenal versus Everton. A game likely to be determined by set pieces. And it's because football necessary. In fact, in the entire history of the Premier League, the average goal scored from set pieces, it accounts for 25% of the Premier League overall goal scored. Yesha League in 1992. Set piece from corners, from free kicks, 25% of that amount, and a free. So it means, you're a Premier League team. Now you don't want to take advantage of set pieces. Then you don't know what is on. So if you laugh at Arsenal, you ridicule them. Say the Stoke City of presenter. The marginal gains. You want to be better than your opponent. True or false? Yet kasa. Obi different. I need to add something extra to make me the to also be unique and stand out.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So if Arsenal decides to prioritize on set pieces, especially from corners, Bonnie be in a womb, Bonnie be in him. So instead of ridiculing them, you rather commend them. So they are using what the league represents, because Premier League, senior Liga set pieces a county womua, and Kayan share over 1,000 goals, and then 25%, close to 25%, are from set pieces. So you don't ditch it. And Everton, so ye be pa. Inti Arsenal, Everton, so ye. And the game, you see, a game where set piece will likely
Sompa Sports.
Whether from corner, whether from free kicks, and when they be determine the outcome of this game. Arsenal last season, 22 goals from set pieces, 16 from corners. Everton, Shondai Kibefa Boboko, no. February 2023, they've scored 31 Premier League goals from set pieces. In fact, Sean Dyche Bayern 73 goals in all competitions from set pieces. In fact, goals are Everton Ashe under Sean Dyche as their manager. They move 42.5% are set piece goals. And the end no, a trema mention. Firemen amesume fanyo. The other mayor be count kesieno. Is likely or bet me but it comes to the executioners. Why more Kobo? Everton have won in Dwight McNeil, 2 assists, 13 chances created from set pieces, but Arsenal have more. Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice. So the set piece is not always about the finisher. They all deliver ball or no so need their counterpart. Inti eno nema Arsenal de no a bro. Everton there, so those who would deliver the balls, the executioners, are crucial, and this might be that marginal gain or advantage Arsenal will have over Everton. But it's a game where you could now Arsenal for the corner now free kicks and they are share Everton for now. Don't be surprised, because it's the game that has been built or dubbed as the game of set pieces. Hendrik, fancy. You earn minutes. You don't buy minutes. And you're prepaid me akoto. Edi egu meter so. And our to edi egu phone so they are free. You need to earn it. And excuse me, you were Palmeiras wo, Anameboa. You were Sao Paulo ho. You were Corinthians wo. None of them measure up to Real Madrid. Baby awabano. I said they were free JHS. Near Jampel. Straight from the JHS level, you skip the senior high school level straight to the tertiary. You need to learn what you've not learned.
Okay.
Young players, they think they deserve me. You don't deserve minute. You earn minute. You need to earn it. You earn minute. And in earning minute, the Obey or training grounds, gaining the confidence of the coach and then the trust of your teammate.
Yes, about could be no man a late or far ball be a solo. On ko strike from box net, you know. Ain't me and make a case a man cry.
And make it the why no. No me for me bow.
As I was
no, he had a great debut at the Bernabeu.
Yes.
And Obesha go no. Then against Stuttgart, Obesha go true or false. Good. But Anontia started or Madrid. Fancy, come on. And yet Bournemouth and this is Real Madrid. Arguably the biggest club world football has produced. You don't walk there as a teenager with relatively lower European football experience. Near a mainstay. No. Even when players are injured, Madrid will find a way with first team players around. Anything as defend the bra. You was Jesus Valeo. But your boy Chouameni was centre back. I didn't hear a standards. Hendrik Nyendru's are standard no, and he can only get there with patience. See, young players today don't want to learn. Oh yeah, normally I compare Lami Yama. Lami Yama, no, an incident situation be naba.
Ono crowds from team na Mulamasia.
And I say
so street
situation be naba. If Barca had set up their team na Yama le Pia, or be introduced from benches. I won't start it.
Yes.
He won't.
You mess him war on
exactly the point. Some now bentra. Anna Barca and say no, all trying to quote no, according to the body size. And yes, the pan compare. If Barca had money, Mbappe movie, they would have been chasing for them. What happens to Yamal? Yamal gradual progression from the youth setup into the senior team. Messi, the same thing. Messi was not quickly straight ahead near the Nabeshe team. A gradual progression. He had to learn and understudy. Unfortunately for Yamal, he didn't have anybody to understudy because Memphis the pie no about me how does Yamal understudy them? But at Madrid now, baby, I Enrico Peso Bono, Yawa Mbappe, Vinny Jr., and even the coach has had to change the shape and the approach of the team because they are going through a transition. Into Oba and Honjo. A crona wakum no hine ne yatwena se wo fam so me pass as yato as I say be na obenyato why na beto asase na ma
fueling station
and why na beto asase na ma so his patience, he needs to buy this time and then pray for the drops na obenyano minutes na obenyano Sasharo Agden stars netoswa. He's played a little over 100 minutes, 71 in the league in 11 appearances. And a year in Champions League 78. In Tibet 149. And a wobble. But check it. Minutes I born the door La Liga Nima 21 minutes. And then I also born Empire 4. And then gradually you bide your time. So we are it even gets you something like a super sub sort of. Ozelu no free Madrid coin, no a starter. Exactly. But whenever he got the chance, he grabbed it. Now, Totofe why offer free Brazil, but you want to start our Madrid or so die. Maybe you would have
all start to cross at least matches.
At least matches, man. Now, Madrid, no boy, you. Fancy. And yes, almost dominate you. See, you see, in games where no, me. If you ask me, he joined the right club at the wrong time.
Okay.
Vinicius Jr. joined Madrid at the right time. Since the Amama for the breaker say Enrique deserves to play, no, it's because Omu team ni mo exactly. Now waba Anna Ronaldo oho Benzema oho way more oba say mama mobi.
But this
Omuni and I say he joined the club at the wrong time, but it's the right club for him. Wrong time, nature say they are going through a phase, a transition.
Okay.
And me whom maybe from Raul time. The last time at Madrid, the teenager, a starter was Raul Gonzalez. It was 90s, fancy. 90s. Oh, free different continents now bow. Adaptation crown you can't be a starter. It won't happen. So he should understand this. And by this time, patience. Uncle Nana, I can't tell. You will be a matna. Our monsieur abo maybe muso koi. And or mobile. This Ibrahim Diaz. So the decision about his future is up to him. But you don't push monster team. He can't be a starter. Our team to say Real Madrid. It is not possible. It is not going to be possible. But there are interesting games coming up. So what do we need to from now? And you also bet me off also. And dear. And Semrena Swan, we are sure the course in the Betuja.
Mike Brunya Bao.
O say,
Brunya Bao.
That's a Brunya Bao, be unfair to uti.
Okay.
Anna
Kronangasa the twice with Trimana on him. Kronangasa with him. Oh, twice.
Brunya Ba, so would you be or don't Sasha them with him now? Obiansma. Obiasma P.
Well, we are to know Sasha.
Oh, yeah, I do that. Nana, me take a grammar. Christmas time, I'm a koto video game, share them boys. Mempianko, baby. I have force.
I didn't have a koto video game. No,
I say,
I didn't have a top video game.
I am a laptop now, with the goose when one. Laptop is using that amanto. And Manko to game, no matter. Laptop, and one no. Madam Chiguso boy.
Okay. O controller on the toy.
Controller. And a laptop and a keyboard. Fancy pie. Oh, when you go for no confession.
Can't bear my own.
I say, no, and you who are da.
I was a could be on your side.
And show who you ding. Simple. Air Force. I don't know top pressure. I'm
no sense. I could be sound as a massa. I don't know, and I'm not your side.
Exactly.
Share, Mike, share,
Asrawa. Shall so
do flash ball.
Me say, so we see cano. Sabatus, Saria, to. eye bidie na obebo body ti di abomu a ye
okay mate yedase
ani na anya bia
yedase
o se di adri ima ase wahwe wo so na rin wo buo and then a creative problems ma ye bu be na wa kwa
ni buo fe no wo de ta
so what way o ye 2 minutes onche na waba no akwa sle queen bia wasai mu a enye no na beta no no enye o kidney ni o liver na wo ha no o benya yare e fia before na ye ya nhwe ye ho so mbo ye bra ye nsu ye ho eno ne ye problem
kasikasem
enye bia ni
weekend na ba ntie
me ba ti
de mo de ba no
Christmas
ye mpese be fa ho
Christmas way ye benya free shows true or false
false
hey there will be free shows also permekle hey
free shows no
come here
free show no way
free show no way
make it be actually
okay you got VIP table no stage as free show bi ba so your man ti ben ma benware ba to
I say January no 90 days
oh yeah that time ni en se abreo die te bia yo yima me boa
eno an u ka se wo se o man no kra di
tuasu tiri
se kan sa shock wo fi ha Mike there bra
enti mo be
de o man no bro ma se fa ma
also na wonu okay ti de ben no ye mpa na ba kwa se bia ni
la
say
mo manya me ne mo nkasa
tiama
mo manya me ne mo nkasa
shout out pe Olympiacos ba telefa
mani we na sem
eye 2 ne 5 or mini 10,000
o de ye dey
na me akwa kwatwa 2 hours ebe say ma me be 2,500 hours
Sharak me send no WhatsApp bi so obetimi anka fato so intent
bro won say ne hihya de bra
omo ye sense ja omo
Sharak me pacho me dey send so we hu
obi perfect grind no wanya penalty asamba kwa actually are you Belcab Sompa Sports
that is what I want you to understand so utifia Olympiacos na FC 20 ana Airborne Europa League game no me amete wo no my calculations ehun Olympiacos dey actually so obo ofie obehye home goal
yeah
Olympiacos actually so ano obewini Olympiacos actually so first half goal beba game na nkasa kra the FC 20 senior musitie no eye 1.5 game and 2 goals na bebem anameboa
yes
na nyankopon ya adom ye were instances in games are a creative goals e be a penalty Sharak sa won sa kamfoni na de fato so first penalty aba 9th minute your ball game na 8 minutes pepe ana 20 nya penalty Van Wolf Swenkel
Ricky Van Wolfswinkel
okojina onho na panya o say penalty no oh ye didi ena da so yi 40th minute another penalty Ayub El Kabi wo de nke na African ni ye krom ni o ono so nya penalty de no ye o wi a wa be
yes o ma show 1.5
wi a mi kwaku buedu a metifie no me na wo be di matem. Don't bank all your hopes on it.
Okay.
Yeah, me pesa me can on.
I didn't 900.
Oh yeah, bro, once in a session.
When you are 10.
Fa. Ima, yenti way.
Yeah, fancy. It's an interesting weekend and cheer for so glad to be here.
Yeah, more kwaba so.
Me that's it pa. Now we no. We your stories no yeah Christmas story we say Madrid for no party now person yeah now TBC man you say the kind of Christmas party bra
mo gate but the minimum cost of crap mo gate
ne we container copy mu ase no Liverpool mo Christmas party I say no mo yeah Christmas party Thursday no mo start now so mo call washroom now was a bags no they carry drugs and so drug paraphernalia no moko hu wo no ma omo cancel omo party 30 minutes per no mo yeah almost DJ Dumyom no mo pa mo
they be passing
be suspected that we Nunes
anon can be staff
so omo ya say so no kwana bonese no
oh suspect pa yes mami chairman Edwin Boateng the donor friendly dealer or National Sports Authority. Fancy, Mami share the Italian Serie A kakra, and Mike be on corners and aerial duels. How these set pieces ever buy into play? There are games in the Italian Serie A, and I free and ekusi echnano. There are ramifications, and I said there are exploits. Be free aerial duels, maba. One of the games are many power with regards to that Atlanta and Cagliari. Atlanta this season for what they are doing I feel the gods are behind them. Fancy. From Gasperini, Brawa Bre, Ashishe Papu Gomez, ne Elisech, ne Zapata mo, Ediomo Bo Europa, Ediomo Bo Champions League, ne Gio Mudin, Drew maybe na boys in friend over 2.5 Atlanta. Yes. Iti Gasperini or a legend, Emma investors. Sa team in Kogu, when your team was Washisha, the Omakwaji Europa League, and now in the Champions League and even in the league, they are on top. Champions League now known as Real Madrid, they hadn't lost. Now against Cagliari, Cagliari a team in the last 4 home games were winning 2, a draw 1, a lose 1. Atalanta also a team in the last 9 games in the Serie A stand to be corrected on lose ye. On also a twice or akwakobo. But the fun fact is that both teams, Obian concede goal aerially when it comes to aerial balls. Atalanta actually 8 goals from aerial duels, and I say aerial play. Cagliari actually 3 on concede. Interneno are 2 of the best teams when it comes to defending set pieces or aerial abilities. But from where I sit, any Atlanta form or move, I trust them to do this job. Interne game wima, there's a high possibility one of the teams will concede from an aerial action. But I tip Atalanta. So obey we need this game over 1.5. Now Shadrach and Mami, the Italian Serie A fixtures na minye touch and go na mbesi United match ne so kakra unse yenya hoho fiase. The bibum kwade so munya hoho. Yes. Torino, Empoli, Enra, Ekoguye. And thank Mike so much on Torino story. Akomko. I'm so touched about the whole Torino story. Yeah. Ebimo Enya Edisori Ebeye Titri. The same as Miami Tima, Masho Muji City. Hey. Manchester United. In our plane crash, we rise from the ruins and now we are top. Ebimu so tuoma. Omuntimi for Montuma Pen Frebio. Now, Yanko Udinese ni Atlanta. Napoli, any Udinese. So I heard Napoli team now. In the past 2 weeks, and I said in the past week, they have slumped. From losing to Team FN of Fiorentina. Losing to Lazio, both in the Italian Cup and then in the league. But Washe, or more against Udinese, they've won their last 6-7 games against Udinese convincingly. From timer, Nanyome se Ajiegu Nina till last season, even Omobeji League Nina Abisino, they've not struggled beating Team FN Udinese. And yenim how Antonio Conte, esi Neniesia Bre with how Peso pushy along the agenda or the winning league. And God being so good, the top 5 leagues in the league more than and so the Italian Serie A this season. I hear I see Napoli overcoming Team FN Udinese. Say omo winning game we were a tricky game. Udinese no wo so ni form na koye bibi e wo hono. But you can trust Napoli and in omomrantian. Though say oka team scored and I say goal scored in terms of the top 4 teams now, Napoli na shake it wapa. So they have a lot to do with their front line. Victor Osimhen Kodie, it's one of the factors, but it's an all-new team. Coach FN Antonio Conte are building because right now, a reliable source, McTominay. But last season, you can't make mention of Ebia midfield, Ebia names what Napoli set up November goals. Ebia Ayeswa Zambo and Giza. But no how many goals no be say. Caraskelia. Any Ninia Osimhen are not there anymore.
But Tomini cried even back at Man you
can trust him for goals
from bench.
Scoring has been a problem, and I said scoring frequently. David Neres will move with me the need Babishim. But I see Napoli winning this game. Juventus and Venezia. Juventus unmomudin bako fancy on 1-1. Aside draw masters on 1-1. Juventus a defensively solid team. All of a sudden, we share Man City. We share Man City keep a clean sheet. You mean who be that? Team or no defending a year close shop to BBM. They turned up against Man City and it worked for them, scoring and keeping a clean sheet. Juventus ne Venezia. As at now, I'm said Thiago Motta, who's them penny for need the home coma, saying was started or done in home. You say unfair defense in every or Chelsea keep clean at Danny. So this match, I feel Juventus winning this game. Omobe Timienya over 1.5. Venezia Koye BB. Monza Lecce, both teams as or Mahon Denyepe. Monza are one of the most disappointing teams in the Serie A this season. But Lecce, the same thing, up and down, mid-table club. Sorry. Into this game, they bear both teams to score. Bologna and then Fiorentina. Fiorentina are in rich vein of form. David De Gea meet Kotnanche. The second keeper, Akoda, also keep clean sheet and mayor party amount. Even off the field, there are so many things happening for them. And Omo manager, no, any consistently, I think they are on a 9-game or 8-game winning streak. They are really on form.
Coach Sompa Sports.
And also another revolution. Ebia atafo from Ebabe can wansem. Together with Lazio for coaching. How I also believe it's about time. I will say the Italians a man crano chance no more bobo nibi. Gone are the days. Fancy AC Milan. AC Milan, you know, na teenagers be more mobile. Samadini Neste bo, Kafu, Seedorf, Gattuso, Dida. Now who say 19-year-old B will be about PMB. Pato any be rem.
Maybe I'd say a crano. Omo generation if fade out and now say be about Thiago Silva be
yes.
Bakakra.
Pano crano, sir. Yeah. So it boils down to the fact Obesa cross the capital code Juventus from the old ladies. A one will be ebe Ukraine it make funny babishim. They didn't give chance and opportunities to young managers, but another young players. But Fiorentina for manager, any Lazio for manager, maybe something special about it. They believe so much in allowing the youth to play. Internet Fiorentina average age bare 26.5 because they also allow ama youth na baby remo mobo and then omo main striker Moise Kean we decent. Obeko omo this right back Mike Boamia. I think or Brazil why any Fiorentina very young onosusu jinema obwa ama team no etimi aform to my pefra. So Fiorentina to win against Bologna, Parma against Verona. Parma be Rem, a legendary club. You take Parma DNN, but they are struggling. So against Verona, so last season of an to my pefra, unya good results in ya. I think say do maybe call a giant killer. No ha team a friend AC.
Fiorentina gana Kayudana.
Yeah.
And I Kayudana Oka.
Was spraying it, you are dying it. I think so a right back or say left back. Move back.
Also a Brazilian. Dodo
is in fine form for team FN Fiorentina. But Hellas Verona and Parma then are both teams to score. Opa or double chance Verona. Roma and Como. Openyi by and yes, Openyi Jari and Suasa. I think Ranieri has helped Roma almost stabilize Kakra. And then you say Ujam ne eshechira or says riba. Harambo. Yes, say Ranieri got Nanchen Harambo Beba Rem. Into Roma so they are the for. But now in the Europa League they won. A game before the Europa League they lost in the league. But I think say Omai is settled enough. They can do away with Como. Mike ni team back up Como. Como Ushe Como ball mo ball.
Fabregas
but still yes. So I think Roma will overcome them. And then Pellegrini manager ne Bayern or the inspiration and ne Vim Fufubia Babi Shenimwa. He's playing with Leandro Paredes and the host. AC Milan ne Genoa. Paulo Fonseca obe complainia player fights ne struggles never continue. But I still seeing them out in team a friend Genoa. Monday, a Lazio, any Inter, a different ball game together. So I won't touch on it. Now, Mamimbra, Manchester Derby, and I'm fancy. Mike here, BB on the drop in pressure against progressive carries. Meaning the Shadrach Benny and Odiaba. It all boils down to the fact that City are a complete team tactically and in terms of how they play.
Okay, so Anuni.
Yes, Shadrach Emanendaso. About principles of play, about system, about tactical flow. City why yes I did we are for many years. However, Manchester United team are incomplete tactically and in terms of how they play. Afei no musua they are a work in progress system no emphasize and say befa no kran so aye because of personnel. Now the balance between ditching the approach playing from the back, dominating, possessive play near the end, and then playing on the counter attack. Maybe this start might give them a little bit of hope and bravery. Say, see a braver. The moment, and I say the rate at which a City percentage of opponents carries pressure, no, eswateno. If we decide to play bravely through or more press we might get our chance.
Okay.
When I mean who say sa balance na Amorim ebe take sa risk no say o de mame balance no no the pressures ne from City and pressure as compared to first. And Amorim born na watch omo kakra no. There are moments I fancy against Arsenal. I was so much impressed in the first half.
Because
how are United
more press more. Emma mo find as a mo find
Ombenya Freeman about
yeah
against Victoria Pilsen.
Something unusual.
Yes.
Oh man, you.
Sompa Sports. Mr. I will take more risk this season. Me kaide away as.
Hey, I'm here.
So me Sam say ba de Nyankopon abra sa boy we be kunipa. Okoye na de the buy. But they still have the elements and I said they still have the characteristics they can play through it and risk it. Now the other side they say our players are good in quick transitions. Look at Ahmad. Imagine one ball from Bruno to Ahmad, 1v1, just go over the house. That guy no a suspect, but sitting Timon Kanasem. He's very error prone. One of the weak links a City team. Walk at the age in one in no blaming the
City team. You say even on a day, players now Pep apparent. Apart from to say be at De Bruyne, Phil Foden no benya form. Maybe Alpha, Ruben Diaz, and I say be a Rodri Mono. One shouldn't na extra giddy. My system manager ne bono be a
yeah.
Sana Quaquio.
They are too
like positioning, Nessanio Mano. But we is a play and it baby team from one. And I bones in the panel one.
Yeah, exactly. To say the Nameka say, Omona Rehezi Omo system na they are good. Ometimia boy appear so many situations. But Manchester United then they are still learning a new system. Now, it's a quick transition. See, any counter attacks here, City, lucky baby, any day, or Yeditia City with Sporting, if he's taking a cue from them. And fancy you bear witness with aside penalties, no munya. There were several incidents and a quick counter attack and a Sporting they show. So now he has the balance. Risk it a little bit or go for the quick transitions and the counter-attacking play. Mind you, Manchester United so away from so yeah. This season, you're winning one game away. That was against Southampton. You draw 3, you lose 3. And the City a winning game where about the first time since 1955. You winning, and I said Man City a winning what it had 5 times on a bounce. It looks likely, CBC, from where I sit as a Manchester United fan, as a pundit. A double chance, man, Manchester City. Medicino, mentally, City are up there. City for no. Oma san. A show with him says our boys we move. Our fraud boys no more my They are no match for us. Imagine Erling Haaland against your centre back. He always find his way. One more Shekrana. Mentally, yeah. City are up there, and mind you, fancy they are down. They are not out.
Check easy. The old Man United now come into me and you come back.
Oh, there be a new Dianka. Yeah. Ajegu,
Rasmus Højlund. Monje Amorimundi. Bibi abe fine.
Mate.
Okay.
So,
City Beshamo.
Oh yes, a double chance, Manchester City.
Okay.
Bibi Fufro City any. Sefaswa.
Over Yakumia Diribi.
Sefa. Where they might far.
Hey, you ever try to go?
Mucha to Shadrach, they were chokra dada. By the way, Nana saw Shadrach. Na down for papa.
Whoa. Yabasu mamenhwe messages ne kakra na membra aya Santoro company for no and so na Fatao Berema Lapato say watching the show live from Massacrum Bia East and wow no I did a message and so at the buy was a senior. I'm watching live inside Volta region you're from the top seat and Caleb Kwache and so the message by na Caleb say watching the show live from Cratchit West Municipal Hospital, Mofa, and all day, I find emojis be and so can a buy. Catherine and Apia say, fancy all the way. Collins Manson says, good morning, fancy. Koroko beat House of Folk tomorrow. Richmond Manson, he says, I'm watching the show live from Takrade, New Market Police Barracks. This one says, fancy, good morning. I'm watching the show live from Accra, Abelikuma, Pentecost Junction. Your friend of Francis Apia, and Francis a date the message and a buy. Roll, and so say Man United 3, Man City 1. Watching the show live from Chubadom Fancy Mofa. When so say Chelsea, Richmond Mensa, and no Kwame Cyrus says, wishing my darling club Chelsea all the best. And I want to buy. We say good morning, fancy. Watching the show live on Facebook from Boko. More update on Real Madrid. Your friend Boko is peaceful. I know you're Asaman Abdul Gafaru. Yeah, then I mean, say, was by no Asaman message. And so, I don't know. Hello, fancy. I'm watching the show live at Wasa Akropon. More update on Man City. One shadow I can say good morning, Fancy Di Maria. Watching the show live from Italy, Naples, and I will also say good morning, Fancy. I'm Fubich. Watching the show live from Kintampo North Municipality. Keep up the good work. Real Madrid all the way and Denediano. And so at the bar, Medica guys and 24 and so Eufia. Yeah, quick, yaba. Sports.
Asante Kotokose. Asante Kotokose. Asante Kotoko. Asante Kotoko.
Yes, Yamna Swena, Yamna Medunkum, Edika Catcher say, Yamian Mochina, and a big match in the airbus. So, see, come with you get crowd from so to and so from Edding, but require a penance, Yama Edding more. And T. Koro company for to take to so crowd your mammo. I almost say popular stand, just 20 Ghana, center line, 50 Ghana cities, city, Adionum. And a VIP, 100 cities. Mumra in your numbers, Mumma supporte Krobia, na Emmanuel and your fine. Mumra supporte. And now returning and Manchester in Abacos, Yamia Motina, and Santoro Quesan Sereno, a grade A, Sana FM pen for me a fan, and maybe a trembus in the Yanuana. One day, Juma security, a bit tight into a stadium. Shannon Mama Sanya, what Tim Wakami BNE, and Basake Holy Stars, Ebo Young Apostles, Vision FC, and a Mediama, Ebabo, Summertex, and the Heart of Lions, Brokum Chelsea, and Adriana, and so Bo Omogame, Legon Series, Ebo Bechem United, Accra Lions, Ebo Nations FC, in Swatraman, any dreams, Ebeshia, Carolina United, and Gold Stars, and Ebo, na Yamiad Mochina, Asanturo Fie, and so any a house of folk game, no, and so Abaso Zagidi, Nabibia find it.
Fancy, yeah, Boko, Minia. Yeah, Boko. In fact, no
Sompa Sports.
The residue has said the way I fat shimeno. In fact, I have pa. Me residue be bre, but Sompa residue me run nadia. In fact, wonderful. In fact, Yamishra pa. and you made your moody in fact a quaitry I'm for Tim Papa in fact
Muhammad Aroma opening up be find it
Nyamiadom de I mean Chakotoko Busian Fansa fabulous the Chama Kotoko Abusian Wofie Momuti no more Nyamiadom Kotoko and
that's right well Zagidi mamini Canberra was when you show mammy say a match 19
yeah
I'm on a mem saying yeah the big
and Ukraine and Ukraine Kotoko has match there ya ba when your first time I ebo na asabe biom Nyamiadom e china 3 o'clock in a beshase na yese ye supporters no enim say ebi akuma bubu ebi in fact ye nyina nim de esi okroba ba yefo nyina ato nse ye de no football no Kotoko no ye dia ohene say team no ye supporters no ye dia enti ade was team trefie na ye ma sankrofo mu so no say beti match obo na ye supporting no aha in fact match we say no mi match we say match bia
go on some do money ache
of course ya show mo twice 3 times that 3 times yeah they are too nchen ya show mo eja oba no nkonkron sa record they are too nchen he say ye be new chapter and ye be no or say it be the timi show obo no mo so mi sa match we mo mi o na nanu Wednesday omo na besie mo e say match mo mi match no fancy and yes we die and the end cry Kotoko has match the obejire baby aka say e press na na ebo mpakro no oboa enye press na na ebo da yes what say ya bobi and it has for money yes we di momo and the baby omo nem bia no yes we na mobi I don't know the aka say yes supporters no ya beba abata team rechi team no ya nyina enim afiwe ya ka say enya players prefer to players my to be frank ya top players man champion has for share omo ye ni omo share na ya share omo ayi saka professor ayi
president cup na
dabi omo say for democracy o say one
democracy model call we no
nice one so enti no yes ye supporters no ya ka no coach no na say na enkoye ma no but ye man bi ka smasa gire na o gire no o tima ko share aduana akwasho maba until say a whole match we any has idea has some breaking a record but they can't this match we ya two never again oh yes ya two match never again oban for we can so has for omuba say ya home ni ha enya no kre ya be crash om heavy fast ya be crash omo and you know yesre supporters titru omo free echiche be you omo bia ambra obida ubanso Brantem park we ebe mantem into Brantem yesremo obi amantem and after kra no akonya wo ho say so Brantem ahe obo ye ticket e room free so Brantem oh yes ye pay for ye arrangement ye chairman one sponsors be you say as on say yes what is no for so ye nya you say everything has been winning enu tini pan be faka free chiraba na bia na kakakra bi odo stadium no bia na wanya but utimi bantem ko ade a limit ide and also utimi bantem a obanya ticket room free na mum ye wesere omo chichiri obi afa cars mbra na na feso obi yin flag play obi yin flag mpie asa de match no asa mutu bi no Kotoko no e kase be ye say and na sem so ye wo nkabom Kotoko ye nya ka bum pe a fans minia bibi no kase ye first say omumra let them come we are waiting for them we will crash them minia
can be aso mo sha
can be aso
because I'm say mo kwa aduana ne de na pina nim say okoro lusu fo ato aso de na aduana de still na mo besa kwa kono na okra na coach no ko fa we ne buy
yes me am be tie esu say tell ne kono nim you lusu match ne bi but say praise no say no okuna day ni next match re hu no how to win is at 2 no e be say ya sorry ya dey do na sacrifice let me say it here ya dey do na sacrifice oh into house of folk ya be crash wo mominia
Sompa sport come bre
senior kan nyina na the home minister match we ya fair no operation bring back the love we see a top and you and high slow, but so much way we are bringing back the love, the excitement, the happiness. I award a sentiment. Fancy, much way. Say has for no money say high slow into no more.
Was almost more be some 3 or maybe a matin no.
I drink ye the enka. Ye enka de do be show mo. Na de bra come and see. Was say I be the money a day. Ehu ye. I was a witness some. Into the funny bed day e be hwe. And now baso a yes our friend there operation there rep your what? Fabulous Jesse. Fabulous Jesse bia wo bia na me bo Sunday o buy day Fabra. And now can say me say in swear there for more dinner in so onto crebo piki. You will pick was Sunday. Antonia, oh fear, oh ba, pick no ye shall say abonene. And if our tea remunina 1 year quanyo 20 day
CDs. Yeah.
20 dear poet, you wasn't there restaurant. What you say, yes, what you better who honey me bobo and your master and a fabulous near Bojingo no. A Santo Kotoko, it's not fed in a one in day, a while butcher. Senior the fashion answer. Into the mere doma Sunday, poetry in ISA 20 CDs, center line 50 CDs, VIPSA 100 CDs. Only for more than name of your body, you will pick into a bad year. For Jesse, Kotoko Jesse Bia operation bring back the love, the happiness, the excitement. I award day a sentiment. Tinami Adma Sunday, and the journey by the Yasha said the Bonya no I'm watching. No me and Sunny say Bonya Nasi. Ye book Kotoko Busiano, any Kumasi, ye Bonya near Jambo day, watchina, no me and son on the dot. Into Nialba, or flag in a smell in a day, and fancy will be I'm one. Then Munyamia manager day, ever.
Whoa, Kobe me say about one Zagidi so but Baba Shaba 2 days ago. And was say na regional secretary my crowns who are Mama Sandemano, Alex Menu Bami Bomano. Baba Shasu or message, Emamo, Yentino.
Master has you should have any anubi. If you say be lose am akotoko say they go lose match we.
Apu, hey.
Watch a match also 1 2 3. Who promo not also 4. I don't go here to go school. I'm not my job money. Ogun tinko na bon tinko go no bon na no bofo na ede asa. Hey, no mo pro na pam no. Na adua na go yi titu aso. Masa nyoma men cancel.
Shenwa say suma me bi kwa senura. Me san pai so ema ora Alex Menu. Ti ma men san fam we baba shai. O say mo match we there.
Masa has you should have any anubi. If you say be lose am akotoko say they go lose match we.
Apu, hey.
Watch a match also 1 2 3. Who promo not also 4. I don't go here to go school. I'm not my job money. Ogun tinko na bon tinko go no bon na no bofo na ede asa. Hey, no mo pro na pam no. Na adua na go yi titu aso. Masa nyoma men cancel.
Na say baba hitipa baba
on say apu no one for to so. Oh yes, one for to. Oh the so.
O say baba ye dey.
Okay, apu one for to. Ne apu to. O ti for to no so. O so na hu say dey kan na kure. Osuro.
Osaka miensa.
Osaka miensa. First dem can say, you don be the bronya. Match way. You betu di, you don the bronya. Mo ye biscuit. Mr. Boy, Baba. On how much we can't afford to lose this match. We can't afford. And they say Apu Rokano. There's one for Toro and so. Now maybe Toro so mano. Toro, the best so Sunday, Jamia do it. You bet crash won't say yes, Kotokono, and your son, the minia.
Na Apu men son of Kayano. One way only na amenane goes no. Yediam Pessia Becandi or Peso Force Mameka. Nemo Apu men son of Kayan dear. Oh, hey, Nemo fancy winning bibi. You receive to us to say, me 4 and 9, not chat a day, ato. Chat na freeway, season we chat na day, ato. The no woman na day, abano. I just a leg in a day, ya ferry. The young watching and then me who's a leg in a day, eh, dear. Ye de has ye de a piano. near the Master Chateau, that is in a mere admit, Legway, your four new Luciano, I may be behind a treasure. Now I try to hold, Bass and Naya and Nebby Binton, I say, intimidate, envoicing out. Then I'm not doing my afraid your memory idea, and the Adriana so don't teach us on any house today day, Ebesoso, that is a legionnaire day, a bay idea. It's Yambochina, no means a wish for, yes, Remo, your Pamacho. Namia Duma, no means, poor TSA, 20 CDs, red stand and what, yellow stand, 20 CDs. Center light, 50 CDs. And move L for 20 dear. Just say,
we must have Bakumasi until some of my
fee. And I said, the mechanic, Jeff say, bring back the what? The love. Yeah, they say, bring back the what? The happiness, the excitement, the joy. I what they asante memu. About 20 or 12 years, on your queer name, backwards never, forward ever. And I'm watching now. And the January day, yeah, she born any day. I say the senior day, a kind of.
My press, no big welcome to Abayara. Okay, yes, this time I was say the moment, yes, big welcome. So what has be present, baby, never tell muchi. No more say, you were dumb. Or who dumb now, almost say, yes, Kotokono, hate him to them why they are. In fact, yeah, the has, but the blonya, Yamia do mechina. We be crash womu.
Sunday, you very Kwame Poku. Our Babanyara.
Oh, okay.
You very no. And to be a Brantem. Yeah, Brantem, no be who.
As I move you Kwame Poku actually.
Kwame Poku case no so. Fancy Yamisi and can create. Prayer na all ban. Yeni madia what my year mlebi achum. Yeni uti fancy uni. But your best support no. Expectation so yeah, and so man brafo. If you say air quest Ghana, I say no. Second come be an hadry. Second come so we administrator we are second come be an hadry. But player obey any madu bit my entity, ye soon, yes, sweating your best ashing. Not dear person or your man or by saying no moment, the can't try to answer expectation. Yeah, is my day and blush romano. Me that say.
Okay. Auntie, come you say be any obi mana.
Said yeah, by other day, you did actually say, you made by Adumna no me and Sano, Nambo Bois, a bebana, a de Yanumo 80 a cafom, a quan biaso. Okay. Now poor me and Sunny day. A bed done.
Obey the goose,
a bed done.
Whoa, Namian Mochina, the live commentary by Mount Yashan and so Mai. A Santa Waroko Eofie and a house of folk. I had 20 cities. 50 Ghana cities and I'll pay 100 Ghana cities and Omoji Ewo Gate Ochina.
Asante Kotoko say Asante Kotoko say
Momentum before, during, and after the fallout in Inabe, bro. I want some Prana 83.1 FM. Oh, Yamaswe, Mike.
Fancy. Yep. Shane Samson fan share who said Amobo Wafu under 17 girls, you know.
Yes.
So at least let's also give them a mention. Fantuja. Ghana bought first game we need 4-1 against Benin. There will also be other games here, but at the Atwa. So it's actually a competition across Ghana here. Until 3 p.m. Yebenya Ghana versus Benin. Na yetumi ehudi abeko. Nti yedin ka shomo. Yesansu ni omo shia be wani ehudi abeko. And then aside that, there will also be a game between Niger and Cote d'Ivoire. Nti a game across Wafu Zombie Under 17 Girls Championship. It is something that we need to mention. Shadrach, are you ready? On my Premier League matches now, Everton this weekend. Then we talk about them and veer into the game and so Vision FC Mediama is actually a game that will be on TV. Now Vision STT League they've been on and off kakra, but I think there's some stability coming on board and hopefully they'll be trying to get something out of Mediama. But what check is Mediama away games ana eyehu edema eye opponent and the evidence is in the fact that they've won more than one away game so far this campaign, and they've learned how to play away, which is something very positive for Team Mediama Sporting Club. The justification here say fancy omoko share Young Apostles 2-0, omoko Doma Kobo 2-2, omoko share Holy Stars 2-1, and omoko share Legon Cities 1-0. So in the away games, Mediama have won 3. They've drawn 1, and then the other games a defeat. I think the moment me winning here against Dreams Shomo 1, and Abechem Shomo by 2-0. In Tenene the only a year where a Mediama away from him against Vision FC. The Vision INSA they've won just 1 home game in the last 5 matches, which is not so good. And in the Premier League, so one man home matches now count here. Because it is a home dominant league. Now there's a record of Vision FC in terms of home matches of our ball. On it, Chelsea was 0-0. And our ball 1-1 against Legon Cities. Then they won against another newly promoted team, which is Holy Stars. Then they drew 1-1 with Bechem, drew 0-0 against Adriana. Then on my last home game, they were beaten a goal to 0 by Dreams FC. So Vision only have 1 home win to account for all the games or marble. And you're positive enough because your Tagia League is a home dominant league. And if you have a club and a team when it's no, most of the points are all general. But if you are not winning your home games, you are actually not putting yourself in a good position, say. The opposite season is a okay league in him, so we'll jet over top 4, so we'll league, So one my home matches now count here, a dunya, and it works against you. And that is how come I see, say, it is actually a game where Mediama, judging by the away form or the away record, and then 2, by Vision FC's inconsistency, they will likely get a point from the clash of Vision FC and so Kwakobo. And it is almost a game where a pie and Mediama is sneaky a winner. Because of the records of the 2 teams are Media together. Then there is Samate's Heart of Lions. Samate's title defense no akoye bibi and the evidence is in the fact that almost last 2 matches they've lost by slim goal margin. Holy Star Shomo 1-0 ewo eyenzema and on one kasatine fima Young Apostles ko Shomo. So what makes it more interesting and surprising here? Young Apostles are newly promoted team. Holy Stars are newly promoted team. So 2 newly promoted sides, Samates have lost to them in consecutive matches without scoring a single goal. Wow. Exactly. And I would defend the title. No? So Emma Nyoma ye bibi bisi basabi mom. And say all defending league title. And against newly promoted sides, 1 at home, 1 away, went to me 1 point to cry. At a huge dent at the top, a title defense bed. So, but we trust in the ability and then the quality of the Samate's team. Say, fancy. Say, Chelsea saying cry. If they need inspiration, that inspiration will definitely come from their home stadium, which is a Dr. in Sports Complex. So a honor ball matches never do. So ball of then they will be in a position say, oh, 2 matches I have on koye and famaye. Yeah, man, to some prensa. And especially, you lose 2 back-to-back home games. I've not seen that in the last season. Samatex blazed through all their home matches, but the only way I won was Nations FC Kwakwasho more. So it has not occurred. So Wajili Gewie no belusu 2 home matches.
Sompa Sports.
So a defeat for Samatex cancelled. Struck out per this record. Now opponent Beno Mushia Heart of Lions, a tricky opponent. Deti Ameka Sani said this season has been a good season for Heart of Lions, and they've been picking point whether at home or away into what they Fiashe has or by way Beshe Kotoko. So that is to tell you how Heart of Lions is a tricky customer to deal with. And they are being coached by Bashe Heford, supported by Daniel Nieje, former player of Asante Kodoko. And Omunim, what it means on a typical Ghana Premier League away day. Nieje as a player femu, we see we Wabeye coach. Bashe Heford has played a lot of matches as an away coach. And on him, what it takes to get results. Because, one, Okwa away, Mediama ain't me answer, no keep clean sheet. Dreams, may say dreams. Bibiani Go Stars, a team, a GD saw form, pa. Omo deep Go Stars, fee. I'm mentioning the form teams in the amount. Now, Obo Kotoko, Oshe Kotoko, Oboase. Enti Heart of Lions, na a team, Obo fee, Obo away, irrespective of the opponent. If they are determined to get something, they definitely get something out of a game. So it is an encounter. I see, say, a Womsa Samatex prevented losing 3 consecutive games. A Womsa Samatex avoiding losing 2 back-to-back home games. But opponent na Shiano no. Opponent or Dane. They have a certain chameleonic character around them. Or to me, no bowonsium. So it is difficult dealing with them. And the answer, if Samatex don't play above themselves, and you want to say Heart of Lions will go there and pick a point. But I want to be so stubborn. Nama banking on just the home form of Samatex. Namaka say, a century Hong Kong there was Sama boy, definitely. Anya Shekrano, so we a game way, no mania a slim margin winner. Don't be surprised.
Okay.
So that is how I want to tip this game. Then Brekum Chelsea Adriana, a Bono Derby. Interestingly, Chelsea any Adriana bo game where Adriana form na baby or they've brought on board a new coach. I don't know if he's going to be ready enough to be on the bench. Good. Then Chelsea so form in normal last 5 matches fancy they've lost 3. 1 win and then a draw. So out of a possible 15 points, Chelsea have been able to amass or collect just 4. Anna Ediana so also out of a possible 15, they've been able to pick 6. And to all judge points in the area. And the Ediana form yes in Chelsea dear, but Chelsea home. And Chelsea are home they no do if they are playing at home, then they are good to go. How are they good to go? Lose away lose no do no. Ayana away in we lose at the atwa so. Heart of Lions and 1-0. Then Samatex also share 1-0. The only home defeat was Sapphire was in a Bono Derby against Bechem. Bechem so share 2-1. And on Nations 1-0 at the core. So they are coming into this game on the back of a win against Nations. Although say election way no every break is our week now. But the win against Nations are still fresh in their minds, and they want to bank on that, be confident enough, and go in and get something positive. Ediana, last 2 games our bono a draw against Nswatreman, a Bono Derby, and Asante Kotoko Chano by 2 goals to 0. So Ediana will also want to correct that particular trend. It's a game I see goals. Brekum Chelsea scoring 2 goals or more and you ruled out. Ediana getting a goal or even taking it beyond a goal and also you ruled out. See, we game winner are producing 3 goals, 4 goals. Don't be surprised. But if there's a favorite to win this game, it will definitely go for Brekum Chelsea. So maybe a 3-1, 3-2, and now 2-1 outcome possible. Say Omobet me really no money call my name. Legon City's Bechem tricky encounter. Legon City's team na fin also finding or ready ma. And the park we see Fabian almost start this is no more so because they have changed a chunk of the team. Not team Nenima Sisa. Now, Omobehu so no. They have won 3 of their last 5 matches.
I say after so share Korea and
Obehu so say afa nafa. Ya boy ya jelly. Into a really 3 of the last 5 matches. And anedi no onim draw bobebre. Either say or show and I will share. So it is a team that excites you with goals. Any idea? Now, Omobo against Bechem, who have also been on and off. He's trying to get them together and play in a certain manner where they'll be able to grind results, even when the odds are stuck against them. And to check here, Bechem last 3 matches, fans were winning Nina. Yeah, and now I'm beaten in the last 5. So this will be a game. It will be interesting. But I want to give it to Legon Cities because of how solid they are. Anyhow, they've been able to appreciate and understand each other and work together as a unit. In Tibedebema, Bechem said, Bechem getting a slim margin win over a year. Sorry, Legon Cities getting a slim margin win over Bechem is also not ruled out. The rest of the games, Accra Lions Nations. So who's the nations are Accra Lions? I don't miss
because nations the Enyan same crown I say yeah.
They are
away on the road crown.
One of the best away teams in the league.
Sompa Sports.
So we top 3 away performers are nations will rank in the top 3. Accra Lions, on and off, the team has not been like the team we knew last season. Say to me, and clearly, nations have enough quality, especially per se. You referee quickly. Sir, home defeat painful almost to break Chelsea. They want to prove a point. And it's the winning here. Call off and then next week they bounce back. So I expect a bouncing back from nations, and then they will likely get a win away at Accra Lions, and we see how far things go. And Swatremani Dreams. 2 Dreams a struggle, Swatremani struggle. Life after Maso Kunedo has not been so smooth for your precon. So Swatremani will mostly want to get something out of this game. So expect them say Omo Ebetimenya the better over Dreams FC and get a win. So this is how it's going to be. Bidiema win or draw against Visions. Samates win against Lions. Nations win or draw against Accra Lions. Legon Cities win against Bechem. Karela Gold Stars. Gold Stars picking a point. Ewaliu Mahama and you ruled out. Until Gold Stars win or draw. And Swaterman win against Dreams. Chelsea and Diana. A game that will produce goals and likely win for Chelsea. Inti ABA over 2.5 over 3.5. Basheka Holy Stars ne Young Apostles. Holy Stars will beat Young Apostles. And then Asante Kotoko House of Folk in the air. And then Mijaima Ima.
I don't know.
I don't know. Korokone has the Ujama.
Team America so be Lucy. Into Pesa Mekania.
Sir.
Yeah. Kotokone has the America so be winning no better. Exactly.
Since when? And now, Sadia no. Last season.
2 matches in
2 Nina. And to our best be predicting no.
You want to be winning.
Make I tell you be Jaima man.
Oh, we are no a prediction.
Okay.
We are no a prediction.
Amano no. Obe Lucy.
I told you come up na you say any. Onu no Lucy am ba ko afa. It's why I say United train no.
And
why is it train?
Yes, all
hey,
na Korokome Lucy.
Me say Kotoko.
Honorable winning. Honorable.
Korokome winning game.
Maybe honorable the way we knew. Honorable. Mike honorable.
Honorable Wawe.
Aha, honorable Wawe.
Korokome winning game we.
Sir.
Hey, honorable.
Jamba catch you.
Honorable.
Yeah. Na o share ya. Makali obe win natural.
Honorable Wawe.
Apostle Tiewo.
Korokome win this game.
Honorable Wawe.
Win. Hey. So last season they see any
so
they say last season said they see any sia and they Korokome winning.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Okay.
They know then you see.
They be predict Amano no. Ekotia. And it's sad Korokome winning.
Okay, you might way.
Yes, I fancy all is set for the biggest game on the Ghana Premier League calendar, and Mamin commended both teams, especially Kotoko, off the field, no, in terms of the euphoria, the hype, the communication, and then the engagements are or more. Yeah, Senebe create awareness. I think it's there for a long time now. Obeti social media more on share them on the streets. Yeah, who skates are omode asafo power say, and then I think was it Thursday or Friday. Because doom so no more chef flags and all fat town taxi drivers ne commercial cars ni na more flags ni BCC so and a few other things or my accreditation issues ni so or my share short ni now to the game itself on paper fancy has to focus on form has to focus better than Kotoko and no dear Oshe league log ne krana a 1 point difference but it speaks volumes for itself your yard the end that was true. Yeah. Untimi war foreman ka also. Then you look at how a house of folk certain away games or metimia pick a pointer. It tells you can't underestimate them in this away game, especially against Mediama or Mokokoshe 2-0. Now you also have an Accra House of Folk sider or more gelling or more cohesion, any playing together no. Ewo homo chen Kotoko. Sana mihunu fancy because yehu Mauli Wayo any Hamza Isa now they are the two go-to persons in Accra House of Folks on Benya goals now. And you can't say same for Kotoko. It's just one person. Albertamoa and a goals in the now me the predicted lineup Emma Shadrach so beat me Abano beat me Yamamia. This is how I want the teams to line up. Per the last 4 games in the last 3 games, Ako Ama Kotoko has for ne Kasabi say Omuntu aso manem be 4. Shadrach Amao the lineup Emma Shadrach say Amadia okay man.
Predicted one.
Yes. Predicted outcome and I say lineup I'm pese Kotoko 4 Eddie Tuja I say Shadrach okay Ama. But first of all, okay. Yes. Shadrach, me that's it. Now let's walk through this. Obviously, Albert Amwa. Obieni ho, Kwame Pokwa Bade. And I think I heard news say Omobe on Veleno during the game.
Yeah, one of Mokanwa.
Senebeya, or no so Obabe Hunu Kotokona no Obono, any Kotokono or now. And a big game like this, Usubemano. A good welcome. Now I walk through the lineup. Albert Amwa, obviously. Kotoko ni choice be fancy. Fernando Wisdom Basi.
That Nigerian guy are very skillful.
In the last games, I've enjoyed him. In fact, send your car say or ye Vini Mbappe no. Ampa.
Ye fe bibi Antonio. Boasano. My name game be mpone koko we. Nika one midweek game be no more boasano.
Or pass and move. Or pass and move be. Or
pass 1-2
yes, it is very key. And Kotokone has no your bubble in terms of individual play and your decision making. Kotokone has any boy jirejina so dane hu debi. Untimi mo. Upia no adashi. No foul. No why pigeons and fans no. That is how you play. And Wisdom Fernando. It's how we see Bonnie there. Game way a cut for him. Saka Dauda, we know him from last season, and Kotoko Kakrana Wababe Cherno. So anyone is solid. Justice Blay, Baba Yaya, and then Emmanuel Entry. On your screens, a more of a 4-3-3, so sure. But it's supposed to be a 4-2-3-1, and a 4-2-1-3. I mean, Kanisa. Emmanuel Entry and Justice Blay, they should stick together in the middle. Emmanuel Entry. How we see possess a typical number 8 obetimi agf eche honum Justice Blay winning ball na on fama Emmanuel Entry on jemu man in tem or the man Emmanuel Entry Baba Yaya will play behind those 3 men up front. Say Fernando Basi ever running along the channels and I say along the wings. Nasaka Dauda why the same thing. Baba Yaya engineer 10 honum is set for them. Eche honum Samba O'Neal. The first game President's Cup against us. Is good. Unim has wabo hasida. Euphoria ne nipa ba stadium kakra. this match any say hunehuna no even though say why suspect kakra in a few games be especially baako no was it against House of Lions the keeper no APA na when timi shield the ball na ball no keeper no be ball here coin he was at fault be na be blame keeper no but as a defender wa shield the ball di wenima see what bounce there e won why is a mistake no Joseph Ablo walking the talk wakasa o sanity a hype game the man here for fancy I have no qualms with him.
Or say has ni striker or who striker
also striker bia
and to an extent even league in the cremo
who top striker bia
more wine
nti Hamza Iso Sani o Mauli Wayo or throw challenge amamo it's up to you some be proven it wrong Lord Amwa Patrick Esiedu the wo any now umpe has the no mame Shadrack Oh, yes. My face Shadrach. Benjamin Asari, now with Black Galaxies and now with Accra House of Folk, the most informed keeper in the Ghana Premier League, from my point of view. One of the things, aside the abilities, the leadership quality on the field, see a big game now, and I say, during halftime, the team talk, you be start here. How you see engage boys, a command no. It's enough. Keep a view of the movement in your mind. Me can't say movement, but how you see a command a buano defender bejina ha, kushemu ha, danger neighbor was stop it and exposing the man in face shots be. One of the things a boy top level keepers no. How you organize your defenders at the back and my pressure be bring also. But say untimi organize your defenders. Na de biabe face shot and ho be chill. Kelvin or says be obekai maybe a trem kotokone has send you see man you may be fan as no this is a game this season or bopa into obe pese obe miki amends Samuel Amufa perfect Ransford Mensah Emmanuel Amankwa they've all they got Theophilus Collinson ononko a won finfin hono se Salim Adams and drop it ambe boano obe brepa because Emmanuel Entry Justice Blay omo understanding no for the last few games now it's been good and Justice Blay ni him sa DM ne boa onim se meje ya me release my number 8 and Emmanuel Entry is so good on the ball. One thing I'm a pair on when you say okrabo na every feature every profile of a number 8 obi
Sompa Sports
and man from piano say oh or a 10 Emmanuel Entry on konenim debi in finfin hona linking defense with the attack, linking the attack from the midfield. Perfect. Sani Muhammad, Hussein Muhammad, Maulu Wayo, Hamza Issa. And then amongst the strike force, I wish say Hamza Issa be ye Jumanama Mauli Wayo. He shouldn't be the target man, he shouldn't be the main man. Because Hamza Issa will movements bine or Sa Suarez ni Sadio Mane Liverpool striker Luis Diaz or sa or more high defenders or sa the NB anymore. Inti Hamza Issa and draw on targeted Samba Winel. Udonja ablo mauli cause ablo no or a killer or no my titi or a killer. Into on targeted Samba Winel.
Sompa Sports.
Aerial ability on timinenko, but on be shenasi on kunkun on shenasi sa no on drawn away no unjai Emma Maoli Wayo any game no. Fancy this game from where I sit. A pie.
Draw.
A draw. House of Folk is on form. Or no likely say ODBB to or beshe. Penny form no one. Anyhow, we see a picky. It's just recently na Kotoko 2 wins bia. A boost you or mama mo ye I strong or mobile game win. Game ni bend in a draw. Has end now my has. Antama Kotoko and into us 4-4. Kotoko so form dear. Nanso. And these new players, I feel no mobile Kotoko has no proper. So I couldn't a President's Cup. But has players never on be brina Bokotoko has nibi. So into a more super class experience more than Kotoko, sorry. Into no be boa has. Ebe pie. 1-1. First half Kotoko go has Betty in Yapon. deɛ me hu no stadium enyema ene deɛ manka na mbua
but omombra
me mbu o mabem
na say yema nso
me hu bi sa ache. I'm throwing a challenge to them.
Okay.
Say supporters no mo me hu etip kotokone has ne the stadium ayema kotokone has ne the line e boss stadium
derby.
Yes. But you must any money be a check 15,000, 10,000, 20,000 there be. Strategy Ebema stadium ayema no.
Sompa sports.
And they say be a president elect be a press conference live breaking me ba stadium any nkawa wani tua. And I say ba omi aso be say oh me ba thank you to be ntia me fam. And no pen Ebema stadium ayema. But yes team they should come to stadium. The tickets are available. We gate uba no aba beto. SMBN or yesemo anti mumbra.
Okay. Well, my main family course now you're unfortunate. Some way somehow. And then me sound the one line.